want to, draw down a red line of any sort that could become a problem in his
بي بي
relationship with
سي
Xi Jinping, but does it speak to a larger
تحليل
philosophy he
الأخبار.
has on it? It's hard to say.
I think that ambiguity was very intentional, and he's not the only president that's been a little ambiguous on where the U.S. red line is with China. But I do think by not putting it in the readout, for example, and not kind of putting it publicly as a main issue for the U.S. For the Trump administration, no news with regards to Taiwan is good news, because putting Taiwan on the table first would have jeopardized kind of the longer term project here, which is partly about opening up China to U.S. companies. There was ahead of the visit. The White House said that there was potentially double-digit billions worth of trade to be discussed, and potentially Chinese commitments to buy things like aircraft, like farming equipment. Even Trump discussing China and there being any light between the two of them would have kind of jeopardized the entire project, not to mention everything that they want from China with regards to Iran.
I still think it's unusual that the White House statement doesn't say, and we also discussed Taiwan, comma, whatever. I mean, that's what you usually see in these statements, like very non-committal, but just an acknowledgement that they were discussed, because to think that it wasn't discussed is, I think, not realistic, because of course President Xi would have brought it up. And on the point about investment in the US, I mean, that's another really interesting one for those people you're talking about, Sumi, up on the Hill, who are Republican and very nervous about any kind of deals with China, because, okay, you've got stuff like buying farm machinery or buying more soybeans, appeals very much to the people in those red states who are feeling under pressure from rising gas prices and so on, rising fertilizer prices. But there's a whole lot of people who do not want Chinese investment money in this country. They do not want China building factories. They don't